Hello and welcome back to my final Inktober 2020 video. In this video I thought I would talk a little bit about the paintings that I'm doing, but also about what I would do differently if I was to take part in the Inktober challenge again. So hopefully you may find some useful tips along the way as well. These were the final days of my Inktober and I was struggling a lot doing these ones. I think I got to day 29 and after that I did the last two a bit later, I think the following year. One thing that I would do differently would be that I would keep it much more simple with the painting ideas, or just not do a painting each day. Instead, I could perhaps do a painting each week, or I could start doing these perhaps a month or two earlier. I think last time I did start doing them earlier, but it still was way too much to do for 31 days straight. Another thing would be to do them in a smaller size. These were nearly A4s, which was just absolutely insane. I think that this year, if I choose to do this, I would do A5s maximum. It would be A5s. One more thing would be to have a time limit and stick to them no matter what. Because I did have a time limit last time, but I don't think that I stuck to them at all because I was struggling so much to get everything done and everything to be so-called perfect, even though perfection does not exist. So I would like to perhaps have 1 hour or two max, and if I don't finish it in that time, then I don't finish it. Another thing that you have to kind of do in advance is to prioritize Inktober in my monthly or weekly planning. And if I was to do it again, I would need to kind of be okay with the fact that it will take most of my free time that month. So I will not be able to do so much other things that I normally would do. Another thing to do would be to paint only in the mornings before I work. Because personally I am a 110% morning person, and if I was to leave these for after work, I would be just tired, cranky, and most likely not at all inspired to paint. But this would bring with it another set of problems with possibly being tired for my day job. And I would really just need to see if it would be sustainable to do that for such a long time. And lastly, but definitely not least, I think the most importantly, I would need to practice kindness toward myself and kind of appreciate this process instead of being stuck on the end result. And I know this is kind of, for all artists, this is incredibly difficult to do, at least. I think it is for most artists. It's very difficult to let go of the end result and kind of just enjoy that process of getting there, enjoy the actual painting part. This one that you're seeing right now with the dinosaur, this was the final painting that I did, and I think I was crying while making this one. It was just so bad. I absolutely hated it. I kept trying to fix it and fix it and fix it, and I was just so mad at myself for not being able to do a nice one. I thought it looked like a 5-year-old's painting. It's not like my best painting, but it's not like super bad. I remember this green. I just absolutely hated it, and I don't like the color green anyway, so I don't know why I always try to bring it into my paintings, and it's just, here I'm trying to desperately save this by doing this dark background that I did that started kind of being my signature move in here, and it did save it to a point, but you can see the paper texture, it's completely just, it was so stressful. I think it might have taken me a few hours, and I was really busy with everything else in my life as well, so it was just absolutely the most stressful painting of that Inktober so far, and after this I believe that I stopped. So I did not actually finish Inktober in the time frame. I did finish it later, like I think it was the year after that I finished it, but this is where the kindness towards oneself really needs to come in, because it's just, it's so arbitrary, that number, that you have to finish it in the time, that you have to finish it every day. I mean, sure, it is a challenge, but what it is really about is painting. It's about art. It's about learning art, about enjoying making art. And with this Inktober, the enjoying of art really was not there for a lot of these paintings. Even though I am happy that I did do it, that I learned so much, I got so many paintings, it in the end was not worth the mental kind of strain that it put on me. So in the end, kind of just coming back to what I would do differently, I'm not sure if I should do a challenge like this, because for me it is so hard not to see something through, and even if it is at the expense of my mental health. But then again, I would like to think that I have matured from 4 years ago, from when I finished this challenge. I would really like to think that I have gotten somewhere with my mental health and kind of sustaining my own mental health. So I'm not completely opposed to the idea of doing this again, but with just a lot more kindness towards myself, and kind of being a bit more strict about protecting my own mental health. And here is day 31, the final painting, and once again I remember this was probably a couple of months after that dog balloon painting. I don't have as horrible kind of memories of making this one. I think I was just really happy to be able to finish the challenge, and I just want to kind of wrap it up, even though in these past 2 videos I have been bringing up a lot of the negatives of Inktober. In the end, I am still really glad that I did them, all 3 of them, because I could see how I improved in those 3 years, and especially with this Inktober, how I kind of discovered this style that I have. And this style still is with me to this day when I'm doing animal illustrations, and it was really nice to kind of have your own style and have this signature move or the darker background. Doesn't mean that I'm going to be kind of stuck with this style forever, but it definitely gave me a dopamine, let's say that, to kind of start to finally see a sort of like a recognizable style of Ella in these paintings. And that was kind of one of the goals that I had set for myself at the beginning of this challenge. Thank you so much for watching the video and being here for all of these years, I guess. And I am going to perhaps see you in Inktober videos for 2024. Bye!